All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about JSTOR. JSTOR is a journal database where you can search for full text articles. It really bolsters our collection in the area of literature studies, history, linguistics, social sciences, anthropology, philosophy, things like that. So if you're searching for theological or biblical studies resources, I recommend ATLA. There are a few resources here that complement that. So if you're trying to be thorough, it's a good place to search for whatever subject you're looking for. A good example of how it complements is the Journal for Theological Studies, and ATLA only goes back, I think, to 1949. Whereas that journal is found here, and it goes back all the way to the beginning of the journal in 1899. So there are some good articles that you may not find in ATLA that you find in JSTOR on those subjects. So with that said, let's talk about the power of JSTOR. JSTOR is not like other databases in that you can search for subjects like we've taught you in some of the other databases. It's really intimate with the article. So you're talking about titles, abstracts, and the full text article itself. So it's going to only search whatever you put into the search box here for those terms. So what becomes really important is what you put into the search box and how you use it. So if I put it in just my collective noun, I'm basically doing a keyword search in JSTOR, just like we've talked about in other databases. And you can see I received 10,643 items. That's a little much, so I want to limit it. And all of you are familiar with, hopefully, the quotation marks. Limit it to that particular phrase. And so it's going to search for that particular phrase. So if collective or noun just shows up, that's not going to, that will not, it's going to limit it to both those words kind of showing up together even. And so we see that 1,156 items is what we have with that. That's still a lot for what I'm looking for. So am I looking for collective nouns in a particular language? Why, yes, I am. And then I can start using my Boolean phrases, which we talk about in another video. So and, or not all work in JSTOR, so we're used to those terms. So I'm going to use and. I'm going to switch it up here. I'm going to turn it to Syriac and see what happens there. Probably nothing. Watch it not work. Oh, 57 results. So there you have, 57 results for switching it up from Hebrew to Syriac. Hebrew got me 111, 156, I think, actually. So, you can use Boolean phrases. You can also, if you're having trouble, or you want to be comprehensive, or you're having trouble finding items, and some of it may be related to spelling, there are two wildcards which you can use in JSTOR. And wildcards can also be used in other databases as well. Make sure you check the help menu to find out more about wildcards or Boolean phrases. In every database, they may function slightly differently, or they may have more wildcards or less. So in this case, if you're looking at a word for like woman, which is a really broad term to use in JSTOR, I'll just go ahead and warn you, but you also want to get those articles that might have women in it instead. All you have to do is, instead of putting an A or an E, is just go ahead and put a question mark. And then you can click search, and you'll see we'll get tons of results with 1,383,089. So that's a lot. But that's just to demonstrate that you can use, for single characters, multiple spellings. However, if you want to do more than that, if you just want to say, okay, I know that I want to deal with birds, but there may be different ways of approaching this, or I want to also include these specialized terms related to birds, but the first four letters are always going to be the same, B-I-R-D, then I can put this little asterisk there, and that will basically say anything that comes after these four letters that is within the same word, it will pull that into the results. So birds will be pulled into the results. Birding will be pulled into the results, and anything else you can think of that would come after bird, and then we type in bird, and we get 353,000 items. So again, you can see we're expanding a lot of our resources there. But those are some of the things: the quotation marks, the Boolean phrases, and the wildcards are things you can use in JSTOR. One of the other things I want to point out to you is that you can search by subject within JSTOR, but these are very broad, and they're based upon the subject you're actually studying, and you're only looking for the journals that are on that particular subject. So if I come here and I type in, we'll go with religion, since we all know that a little bit. We'll go with linguistics because I know where that is. So I've clicked on linguistics. These are all the journals that are in JSTOR that deal with linguistics. I'm going to try and find one for 2015, Science and Society. Okay. This is a rather new journal. You can see it lists out the journals, the issues. These are all free, so that's good. So I click on this last one, and there you have the articles for that particular issue. And then let's say this one, I don't know why being barefoot appeals to me, and I can download the PDF for that article. Sometimes you may find, especially when you do this type of a search or any other type of search, I guess, you may find that there is a payment option there. That's mainly because some journals have a embargo date, so like the last 5 years or 10, anywhere from 2 to 5 years is not available for free in JSTOR. You have to pay for that article, and that's just so that the publisher of that can continue to make money off of the journal. But anyways, but so you may run into but you will want to look into WorldCat, or contact us at the library to see how you can get that through interlibrary loan. Okay, that's it for this video.